Good evening. So good to see everyone. Miracle Maker Playtime. Miracle Makers in the house. Yes. So this is the inaugural class. You are the foundation, you're laying the foundation of the Miracle Maker Playtime, the Miracle Maker founders. So I really appreciate each one of you being here. And it says to me that each one of you is very much an influencer and has an impact that you're already making in the world, or that you're going to be stepping into making more and more. And as we lay this foundation tonight, more will be revealed. This is going to be, even though we have a short time together, we're going to go deep. We're going to go really deep. So bear with me, because this is the first time that I'm teaching this, so I'm a little bit nervous. But nerves is good, right? That means that my acting coach always used to say, well, nerves means that you care. And I said, well, I care a lot. So we're going to go through 5 phases tonight. The first phase will be movement. Then we're going to do meditation, followed by mindfulness, motivation, and manifestation. And you'll see as we go through these different phases. I'm not going to tell you too much about what we're going to do. We'll dive into it. A couple of different things that I just want to share is that my name's Joanna Garzilli, for those of you who don't know me. I have been seeking a deep connection with spirit ever since I was 6 years old. I used to pray every night before I go to sleep, and sometimes things just felt too much for me. They still sometimes feel too much for me. I always thought, well, when I get to this phase in my life path, when I've done this thing, when I've done that thing, it'll get easier. So some things, I don't know if you find this, some things get easier and some things get more challenging. I'm also author of Big Miracles, the 11 Spiritual Rules for Ultimate Success. And we're going to be using little bits of these principles from this as well. One of the exercises in here, which don't have the box tonight. I wanted to have a specific miracle box for us to work with. We're going to have one for Mystic Journey as well. We'll get to that part afterwards. What I want to do first is I want you to write down, and I'm going to give each one of you a pen, to pick something that you want to either to let go of, to release, or to create for your life. So I'm just going to give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to give each one of you a piece of paper and a pen so that you can write down your intention before we start. Yes.
One of the, not one of each.
Whatever. Yes, just one or the other. Yeah, pick one. Just pick one thing. I hope this pen works. So just pick one thing. Whatever. Just trust whatever comes to mind. And then we're going to go into movement. You're going to start to, as you move, movement's going to start to bring the answers for you, because the movement part of the class is really about shifting energy that you've taken on from your environment, energy that you have taken on from other people, because anyone that is here in this space at Mystic Journey, I know, is extremely empathetic. I know you absorb other people's energy, because each one of you is a healer. Each one of you takes on a lot, and sometimes you don't acknowledge how much that you take on. I'm going to write down an intention as well for us, for the class. Mine's very simple. Okay, perfect. So, and then just keep it something really simple. Don't overthink it. Just something simple. Like right now, I don't have time to think about it, but I wrote down, may miracle maker playtime be miraculous. So we're going to go with that. Okay, good. And you're going to need your pen and paper again afterwards for a little bit later in the class, but we're going to go into movement now. So what I want you to do is to really be able to go into your own space. I don't want you to have to sort of overthink what's happening, but whatever you've written down on that paper, start to allow that to speak through you, to speak through your body. So I'm going to put the music on, and I'm going to take you through an arc of different songs. I've specifically picked this music in accordance to what we're doing this evening, and then just let that music move you. Trust. Don't think about what you're doing, just really allow yourself to go inwards. Okay. So just allowing yourself to connect into your heart. Just paying attention to your heart. Allowing yourself to feel what's in your heart. Noticing the sensations of your heart. Maybe just starting to stretch gently, only if that feels right for you. And you can keep your eyes closed, or you can open your eyes, but really staying within your internal space. Noticing where you find it hard to feel. Sometimes it's hard to feel because the feelings are too much. Take a deep inhale. Hold. And exhale. You can use your arms to sweep over your energy field, starting to clear more of the energy that's been attached to you, casting off that which no longer serves you. Making a declaration to live fully in your heart and to let your heart shine. Courage to let your heart shine. Courage is vulnerability. Courage is letting yourself be seen. Fully letting yourself be seen. The highs, the lows, the people that love you, and the people who reject you. Can you keep your heart open no matter what? And if you feel like it, you can start to stand up, to move, to connect to your space, to move, only if that feels right for you. Feel. Casting off that which no longer serves you. Breathe. Feel. If you like, you can place your hands on your heart. Let the body gently sway. Feel the power that lies within you. Shifting gears a little bit now. I love this track. This track is from a really great TV show that came out last year called The Young Pope, starring Jude Law. Seen it, I highly recommend it. So just noticing where you're holding on in your body, where it's challenging to move freely. Perhaps putting your arms around yourself. And if you feel comfortable, just know that you can explore this space, you can explore the room. And if it feels right, that you can connect with your fellow miracle makers, because we're all here co-creating together. And sometimes life gets a little too much, right? It gets a little too intense. Even with all these spiritual tools that we have, even with all the years of the spiritual work that we've done and the daily routines that we commit to, sometimes it's too much. Take a deep inhale. Take another deep inhale. Exhale. What do you need to let go of so that you can play? I know you're on a mission. I know that you've got things to do. And I know there's so few hours in the day. It feels like there's so few hours to get it all done. But you are in flow. I want to remind you, you are in flow. Because what are you? Who are you? You're a miracle maker. Just quietly, either inwardly to yourself or you can gently whisper it. Start affirming. I am a miracle maker. I am a miracle maker. Start to feel that energy activating within you. Take a deep inhale. I am a miracle maker. Whisper it. Say it. Maybe say it aloud. I am a miracle maker. I am a miracle maker. Ready, feel it. Activating that energy within you. Remembering what you wrote down on that piece of paper. Knowing that whether it was something that you want to clear or to manifest, you are in alignment. Allow your heart to start to play. Let your body speak through you. Let your energy rise. Right? How many times do we hold back? We hold back.
Remember
we don't
every move
step
you
out.
made as if it was still true. It's there I am king, there I feel brand new. 'Cause you're in my soul, can't let you go, fighting for you. And in my dreams, I'll make you appear. Oh, oh, oh. As we move closer and I groove with you. Blue and green rays, they shine through. Hey, feel the energy, you don't have to try. You can see it in our bodies, you can see it in our eyes. Watch me dance with this memory, just as real, just as heavenly. Watch me dance in my reverie. The lights decay, but the love remains. Watch me dance with this memory, just as real, just as heavenly. Watch me dance in my reverie.
Remembering to breathe.
Lights decay, but my love remains.
What are you carrying in your heart? Whose burdens are you carrying in your heart? Who have you been trying to rescue? Take a deep inhale. Let it go. Remember, you are a miracle maker.
In the midst of the crowded room, you might have flown, but all I see is you and you alone. 'Cause you're in my soul, can't let you go, fighting for
What's in your soul?
And in my dreams, I make you appear. closer and I groove with you. Blue and green
You want to
rays,
start to move around
they
the
shine
room.
through.
Move around the room if that feels right for you.
Feel the energy.
Allow yourself to be
Don't
curious,
have to try.
explore the space. And if it feels right,
You
to
can see
connect
it
with your
in our
fellow miracle
bodies.
maker.
You can see it in our eyes. Watch me dance with this memory. Just as real, just as heavenly. Watch me dance in my revelry. The lights decay,
All the space,
love
even the
me.
stage.
Watch me dance with this memory. Just as real, just as heavenly. Watch me dance in my revelry.
Affirm
Lights decay with my
to
love.
yourself, I am a miracle maker.
It remains.
Remembering to breathe. Who are you? What lies in your heart? Where have you stopped yourself standing in the spotlight of spirit? What if you allowed yourself to be seen? Let yourself be seen. Let yourself be seen.
I sit and wait. Does an angel contemplate my fate? And do they know the places where we go when we're gray and old?
I chose this song because I want you to
'Cause I
remember
have
that you're an
been
angel
told
as much as you're a
that
miracle maker.
salvation lifts their wings
Can you feel your wings?
So when I'm lying in my
Can you
bed,
see with your inner vision your
thoughts run
halo?
through my head, and I feel that love is dead. I'm loving angels instead, and through it, oh, she offers me protection.
You've protected so many people.
Whether I'm right or wrong, and down the waterfall.
And there's so many people you've loved, no matter what.
Take me. I know that life won't break me when it comes to call. She won't forsake me. I'm loving angels instead. When I'm feeling weak and my pain walks down a one-way street, I look above and I know I'll always be blessed with love.
Letting your heart shine.
And as the feeling grows, she breathes flesh to
You
my
are
bones.
an angel.
When love is dead, I'm loving angels instead. And through it, oh, she offers me protection, a lot of love and affection, whether I'm right or wrong, and down the waterfall, wherever it may take me. I know that life won't break me when I come to call. She won't forsake me. I'm loving angels instead.
Noticing where you hold on to energy in your body.
forsake me. I'm loving angels instead.
So finding your way back to your seat. And just noticing, paying attention to the difference in your energy. And just asking yourself internally, was it easy to open your body? Did you feel any restrictions within yourself? Or did you feel open, free? Just noticing the sensations as we start to shift into the second part of Miracle Maker Playtime meditation. Now you can either sit or you can, if you like, you can lie down as well, but whatever feels right for you. Okay. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. Another deep inhale. And exhale. One more deep inhale. And exhale. So tonight the focus is connecting into your heart. And your heart has a message for you. You wrote something down on your piece of paper. You had a specific intention. Starting to call forth that intention within your heart. And to be able to manifest an intention requires moving through fear. And sometimes we don't know the fears that we have. Sometimes we tell ourselves that everything is okay. For some of us, we carry a low-grade anxiety. But the more that we show up to play, to connect into our hearts, that joy starts to be revealed. More and more moments of joy. Really paying attention to your energy now, inside your heart, connecting up to the top of your head, to the crown chakra, down to the soles of the feet. As you breathe, sense golden light starting to flow through you, moving from the shoulders down to your fingertips. If it feels right for you, extend your arms out to your sides, beaming golden light out of your fingertips, out of the palms of your hands. Let yourself be light. Let yourself shine. Let yourself be seen fully, so that you may do more of your work in the world. So that you may fulfill more of your life purpose without resistance. Take a deep inhale, hold, and exhale. Allow yourself to move into a state of surrender. Surrender to the gifts that Spirit has in store for you. Noticing where you're holding on in different parts of your body. And little by little, releasing, releasing, letting the ground support you, letting the sacred space of mystic journey support you, nourish you. When are you going to stop holding yourself back? Now, if you can let yourself move a little bit deeper into your heart, sensing a doorway within your heart, opening the doorway, and there's a light beyond that doorway. Paying attention to that light beyond the doorway. It could be white, green, gold, pink, blue. What color do you see? With your inner vision, reaching your arms out. Can you step over this threshold? Moving into the atrium of the heart. Moving to the sacred space within you. Moving into the sacred space within you. And you've been told so many times that you're not that in your life, spoken, unspoken. As you step beyond this threshold, can you allow yourself to start to remember who you are? Fill up with that knowing. Sense your entire energy body being bathed in the light of your heart. Bathe in the light of your heart. Let yourself bathe in the light of your heart. Filling up with this light. As you become aware of the subtle energies within your heart, becoming more and more aligned with Spirit. More and more aligned with the miracle maker within you. Staying inwards as we move into this third phase of the journey of this playtime. Mindfulness. So just recapping, right? You came into the space. You set an intention to release something, to create something. If it was to release something, creation will come out of it. And if it was to create something, you will become aware of something to release. Becoming aware that you move in cycles of energy, like the ebb and flow of the ocean. Creating, releasing, creating, releasing. And sometimes it's release, release, release. Oh my gosh, how much more do I have to release? Followed by create, create, create. How do I keep up? I mean, I wanted this, and now it's here, and I'm overwhelmed. Hence the movement to get you connected into your body. The more you connect into your body, the opportunity, the possibilities to move deeply into your heart. To move deeply into your heart, become effortless, no matter what anyone says to you. So I want you to think about, don't think too much here. When I say think, allow the thoughts to arise. What has been weighing on your mind? And trust whatever comes into your mind first. What has been weighing on your mind? What has been weighing on your mind? And you may find that your inner voice speaks to you. Your intuition, the voice of your inner guidance. Or you may hear the inner critic. She or he may start to reveal certain things to you. What has been weighing on your mind? Because as you pay attention to this, it's not like you're going to attract the heavy things to you, but it allows you to gain perspective. Thinking about it from another angle, ask yourself, how have I filled my mind? What do I fill my mind with when I wake up in the morning? Are you excited when you begin your day? Or do you expect something to go wrong? Is your heart open? Or does it have trepidation? Moving back through your day to day, taking a moment to check in from the moment you woke up, going through each hour. How did you fill your mind? Were you conscious? Were you fearful? Were you checked out at any point? Just paying attention, doing your best not to judge, because as you pay attention, as you fill up with awareness, you start to move yourself forward on your path, mindfully. And if you could put something positive in your mind, what would it be? Just one thing, one thought that you can keep coming back to in this next 24 hours. What would that one thought be? What is a fear that you'd like to overcome? So when you feel ready, very slowly, gently opening your eyes, staying inward still within your inner space, coming back to your piece of paper and writing down a fear that you'd like to overcome. That fear could be anything that springs forth from your heart. It could be around finances, around career, around relationships, friendship, anything, whatever comes to mind. What is a fear that you are committed to releasing? Sometimes we're not aware that we have attachment to our fears. There's some type of payoff we get from having a fear, because that fear creates a certain amount of feeling. We have become so accustomed to intense feelings, addicted to the lows followed by the highs. And sometimes we get so attached to a certain fear that the idea of releasing it can lead us to feel empty, disconnected. But remembering that that is an illusion, that is not your truth. That fear gets released in layers. And the fear that you're committed to releasing today may be the same next week, may be the same the week after. But if you keep showing up in time, that fear will grow smaller and smaller. Or you may find that you're ready to release that fear, and something else gets revealed to you. And fears stem often from our ancestors. So when we move into the fifth phase, we will start to call forth our ancestors. We will start to heal our lineages collectively, so that you can fulfill not only your life path, but your lineage's path too. So what I'm going to have you do now is I'm going to have you partner up with someone else. I'm going to have you take your piece of paper and you're going to go and sit with someone else. So let's see how I'm going to do this. Okay, perfect. So because I can do this quite easily. Let's see, I'm going to partner you up. Let's see, okay. Let's see if we can, are you ready to partner up with someone? We're going to move into motivation now. Okay, perfect. So let's see. Okay, I'm going to have both of you partner together, Dulcita and Caesar. You're going to partner together. Julie and Joe Love. Tell me your name again. Rosemary. Dawn. And Dawn. Rosemary and Dawn. Okay, perfect. So you can turn, if you like, you can turn your mats to whoever you're partnered with, to face each other. Okay, so let me just share with you briefly before you share with each other. And also what I'm going to do as well is the motivation may shift and change as we go through the weeks, because we have a foundation of movement, meditation, mindfulness, motivation, and manifestation. But it may evolve. So we'll just see where it goes. That's where I have to surrender to spirit as to what's best for you. Let me speak to you a little bit first, and still staying within that inner space, about motivation. So sometimes we are motivated by fear. I want you to just become aware of when fear has motivated you in your life. And sometimes we are motivated by pain, right? Oftentimes I have seen in people's lives that they don't do something until it gets too much, right? It gets really, really painful. So most of the time, for most people, there's a motivation through fear or through pain. And so one says that they want to, say, live a joyful, happy life, to feel inspired, to feel great. And yet, you know what you need to do. How many times have you in a day thought, I've got to get this thing done. I want to get this thing done. And then you haven't done it. I mean, I can tell you that I still do that. I still do it with some things, even though I have the awareness. It's really important to allow yourself to recognize what motivates you. Because when you recognize what motivates you, you're going to find that you have more energy to move through your day gracefully without getting burned out, right? Without experiencing exhaustion. So I want you to just take a moment to connect with your partner. And the way that we'll do this is everyone just look at me a moment. We're going to go, so number one, number two, number one, number two, number one, number two, right? So number one, you're going to share with number two, and just take a moment to just share what has been your motivation? Like what energy, what emotion has been motivating you today? Let's just focus on today. So just take a moment to share with each other, to number one, share with number two. And then you can swap over, and number two, share with number one, what are you aware of? What has been motivating you? And then would anyone like to, I don't want to put anyone on the spot, but would anyone like to, does anyone feel comfortable sharing what they're, in the group, what their motivation, what has been motivating them? Would anyone like to share? You don't have to. I mean, I think, you know what I find? So here's the thing. Something that I will say here is, like, what have we been talking about today? Now, each one of you that is here is a miracle maker, which means that each one of you, sometimes it is scary sharing, right? Being vulnerable. But the thing is that the thing sometimes that we're scared to share can be the thing that helps someone else. So I'll go first. I'll share something here. So one of the things that I have a couple of different things that motivate me. My son really motivates me. My son Dominic, he's 8 years old, and I just want him to have everything, to have the best of everything. So it's like he lights me up. And then sometimes the thing that holds me back, like the flip side, the polarity of that thing where I just want to do everything for him, and it really does drive me. Like right soon after he was born, I had a really intense birth. I mean, it was like a 40-hour labor. 5 weeks later, I was teaching workshops again. It was like there was a motivation there that I just wanted to provide for him, to do things, to share. Also, what motivates me at times is feeling guilty, sometimes is the pain of feeling unlovable, that my parents, I often feel from my perspective, don't accept me for who I am. Sometimes I'm really motivated by pain. Like, I want to prove them wrong. I want to show that I am enough. And it's this, it goes through this cycle of I've gone through, I feel so much emotional pain and abandonment and loss. Sometimes I feel like an orphan, even though I'm not an orphan. So with that energy, that drives me to want to help others, to take away other people's pain. But then when I'm really peaceful, I'm with my husband Nick and my son Dominic, and I'm in that good feeling space, and I feel so grateful for my family and living next to the beach. I'm like, wow, I have such a great life. Like, I just want to just share and inspire and sort of like fairy dust and miracles. But it goes through a different cycle of things. Last night when I went to sleep, I was filled with anxiety. It was crazy. It was like, I worried, like, what if something happens to my son? What if my son dies? And it's crazy, it's nuts. And then not being able to sleep, having to put my headphones in from my iPhone, listen to a meditation just to, to calm down. So, and then other moments where I'm at the beach this afternoon and just like, wow, everything's so beautiful, right? It's like, for me at the moment, it's like up, down, up, down. I mean, I feel at times I'm on an intense roller coaster. And I find as I'm moving into deeper and deeper spiritual growth, and it's quite a journey. So from my perspective, I find that Spirit is calling me to reveal more of myself, to be vulnerable, and that is incredibly uncomfortable, really uncomfortable. I didn't realize how uncomfortable. Would someone else like to share?
You and I had similar motivations as coaches and teachers, spending most of the day being motivated by service. Interestingly, it's the biggest fear that I have. So
The biggest fear you have is?
of just being the brightest and best self that I can be. So it's like the moth going straight towards the flame. No. What I'm most afraid of is what I'm motivated by.
What, do you mind me asking, what are you motivated by?
Serving other people.
Serving other people.
But I know that I'm not most effective if I'm hiding. So what you're saying definitely resonates with me.
I know for myself, the reason I hide at points is because there's like those blind spots of energy where I fear being cut down. Like it's so deep sometimes, right? It has to be dislodged, open up, help, hence movement and collective consciousness, right? Coming together to play together spiritually. It does take courage. Thank you for sharing. Would one more person like to share?
I was motivated today because in the past I wasn't shining my light and I was allowing people to tell me what box they wanted me in and I would stay there. So I'm creating something that is of service to others, and so I took the next step to forming the business and doing that. So that felt really good. Just like really being motivated to like, okay, I'm one step closer to do something that's gonna
one thing that really struck me when I met you walking into Mystic Journey, right away, your energy, I went, wow, you're such a powerhouse. And I don't know like who you are or what you do, but I just went, this woman is a public figure. Like, you're meant to be really seen and really in the public eye, you know, like very recognized. Like you're really meant to be out there in leadership, on the stage, on TV, very, very, very visible. Like, because I just felt like just spirit is so strongly behind you, and you have like big sort of change-making stuff to do, not small stuff, like really, you know, things that some people would go, whoa, that's really scary. Like, I could never do that. So I just feel like, I hope that makes sense to you, but I just...
I don't know what it looks like exactly in all forms, but I know a few of them, so thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank you.
keep moving toward, because I was like, wow, your energy is extremely powerful, which will intimidate people at points, which sometimes when you find when your energy is powerful, oftentimes people will, sometimes they will repel you or push away, because when your energy is powerful, you can see people. And sometimes when people aren't ready to deal with their stuff, they don't want to be seen. It triggers them. So if you ever notice that where you're very open or warm, or you're trying to connect with people or help people, and they push away in some capacity, it's because you're triggering them, you're activating them, and they're just not ready for it, maybe. So sometimes it's like finding that balance, right, of being that bright light and also softening one's energy as well. It's a dance, right? That's why we start off when we dance. What I want you to do now is go back to our number one, number two briefly before we move into the last phase, and just share with your partner literally just read, what was the thing that you wanted to release or create tonight? That's it. I was like, was I going to say something else? So number one, share with number two, what was the thing that you wanted to release or create? Just taking a moment for that. And then just bringing what that was to a completion, and then swapping over. So now, swapping over, and again, sharing what you wrote down at the beginning of the class. And bringing what you shared to a completion. So we are going to move into the final stage, the fifth stage, manifestation. And part of manifestation, right, is really allowing ourselves to be heard, and sharing the thing that sometimes that it scares us, right, to speak up, to make a certain declaration, because I don't know about you, but I know for myself it's, well, who does she think she is to to do that? And but doing it anyway, right? So that we get to create a powerful foundation for each other, and also to anchor in this energy at Mystic Journey, because this community, the Miracle Maker Playtime community, is going to grow. Like eventually it's going to go out across the world, right, little by little. So each time that we come together, we anchor more and more of a foundation. Think of it like that there's an acorn right here in the middle of the class, and as we come together and we make our declarations, it's like we're nourishing that acorn so that it can grow into this absolutely gorgeous oak tree. So the last part of what we're going to do here is we're going to just come into a circle together to declare our next step, to voice it. So let's just come together and let's stand up for this part, to just move the energy. Let's come together in a circle. So we'll stand in a circle. Perfect. Okay, great. So let's just take a moment to just stand and just connect, just to be here in the circle. And then we're going to make a declaration. So I guess I'll go first. My declaration is that I'm committed to anchoring, sharing, grounding Miracle Maker Playtime here. Like, I just really want this to touch as many lives as possible. And I want myself to be as clear a spiritual vehicle as possible, so that I can just do the work. I can just do the work without resistance, without fear, without embarrassment, without shame. So I commit to that. Do you want to go next? A declaration, yeah, our next step. Like, what's the next step that you're going to do from here, based on everything from tonight?
Part of what I wanted to create was a life for myself, which seems very broad, but I've just landed here, so part of the first step was coming to a class to kind of ground and do something for myself, because I've been traveling a lot. And so my next step will be to continue, I think, maybe doing something physical, like yoga or some exercise.
Brilliant, thank you. What popped into my head was sound bath, doing Jenny's sound bath.
By the way, I can only hear what's on the mic in Facebook, so don't worry about what you're saying. It's only Joanna.
Okay, Caesar.
My declaration is to make my visions manifest with discipline and perseverance.
Wonderful.
My declaration is to continue to let go of intense anger, frustration, grief, and resentment. And in doing so, step fully into my life as a successful author, speaker, and coach.
Beautiful. Thank you.
My declaration is to begin serving myself and not put myself on the back burner.
Thank you.
My declaration is to create all the love and abundance the universe has to bring
to remove any barriers to shining my light as brightly as possible and being balanced in that, and just to move forward on this project, which I know will lead to more and more clarity on what next steps are. But this app that I'm releasing in a couple months, totally stoked on. So
Brilliant. Thank you. So what we're going to do now is one last song, one last dance to bring this to life, right? To ground it in our bodies, right? Because it's like it gets intense when we start to get deep. And this song is by my dear friend Sophie Barker from the UK, and it is from, let's see, where is this song? So just allowing yourself to start to dance alive.
When the summer nights are gone, I'm on my own again. The winter days begun. My mind is on the run, no sight of you again. And now the leaves are falling, the short dark days are calling. You'll be going home. As the summer sun draws close to fade, it's cold while I sleep. Now the leaves are falling, short dark days are calling. You'll be going home. All the flowers are closing, the thoughts of you unfolding. You'll be flying home. You'll be flying home. Home. You'll be flying home. Home. My life's gone away. It's gone where you laid. My life's gone away. It's gone where you laid. My love's gone away. It's gone while I sleep. It's gone where you laid.
So let's just come together one more time in circle. Let's just take hands. I'm going to say 3 times with some energy. We're going to, each one, we're going to say, I'm a miracle maker. Okay. I am a miracle maker. I am a miracle maker. I am a miracle maker. Woo! Thank you. Thank you.